Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer, and today I'm going to explain to you how did I manifest this house where I am now. So obviously this is a development video, and as you are aware, I do not have member only videos. I do not believe in doing that because I talk globally to everyone, and I don't want your money going to these big multi-billionaire conglomerates like YouTube. Are you aware that anytime you invest money into YouTube, they take half? Okay, it's in their terms and conditions if you want to go check it. So below is my PayPal link where you only lose about 30 cents and 1.5%. So on $100, you only lose about $4 instead of 50. So please keep that in mind with my videos. If you do like them, please contribute towards my bills, okay? My PayPal link is below. So here we go. This is a development video. How did I get this house where I am now? Now, some of you may know where I used to live. It was pretty shonky, and I'm going to explain the old house I had first. It was a 3-bedroom house, and it was 40 years old. The carpet was moulded. The lino had all holes through it where you can see concrete below. The walls were all falling apart. The door frames were not connected to the walls. So my front door used to jam every time I used to come in with the key. People could just break in because it wasn't really secure. The roof leaked. So every time it rained, the water came in through the kitchen and the dining room and one of my bedrooms, hence the water and the mould in the carpet. Now, the other thing was the bathroom. On the floor of the shower, there was what we call here a pan. So it's a square pan that you stand on. My foot went through that about 2 years ago, and there was an 8-inch crack. So every time you have a shower, water would go down under and it would seep out into the hallways and the bedrooms, creating more mould. That's what I used to live in. My rent went up significantly by $200 a week, and compared to the money that I bring in, it was $80 a week more than what the money is that I was bringing in. So how do I pay bills? Electricity, gas. How do I pay insurance? How do I pay health care? How do I pay petrol, registration on my car when you're already nearly $100? Oh, what about food for me and my daughter? So I was in a big rut. I was a week short of leaving that place and living in my car because I could not afford the rent. So I'm going to tell you today what I did to get out of that and where I am now. I went to bed, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, try this yourself and see if it works. So there's a couple of pointers here with regards to development. One of these pointers, and I hope that you're making notes, one of them is that we must let go of what we have. Now, if you've read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, amazing book, I'll give her credit, she made over $100 million from selling that book. So it obviously worked for her. But I believe that she, in my own personal opinion, she left the doozy of a rule out. Her rules were ask, receive, believe. But I believe that as a human and any other entity that lives, we're already 100% full of energy. So how can we ever receive more? So I use an analogy of a half-empty cup of water. So if you can imagine a half-filled glass of water, and in that cup, you look at it and you say, well, it's half full. No, it's not half full. It's actually full because the other half is air. So if we want more water in our lives, we have to let go of the air. So let's look at what happens when we sell our property. When we want a new car, what do we do with our old car? We sell it first. We let go or release of that car first. If we want a new house, we start packing up all our property. We start disconnecting from the house that we live in, and we let go of it energetically. We stop the emotional attachment that we have to that house, so then we can let go of it to receive the next one. It's the same with clothes. If you want to sort out your wardrobe, what do? Do you keep all your old clothes in there and go buy new ones? No, you go through it and you throw away or donate or sell all the clothes you don't want first. So the big lesson is releasing. Okay, so releasing is the big one. Now we have to accept what we want to let go of. So if we're holding on to, oh, but I really need it, I can't let go of it. You're never going to be able to replace it. Okay? So how do we replace things? I'm going to tell you how I did it. I went to bed and I had a chat with them, whoever they are, gods, deities, angels, my dead grandmother, Nan. I was calling in everybody. It was like, is this thing on? And I was tapping into everyone, so everyone could hear it. Okay, so how did I do it? I just I closed my eyes and I opened my mind. And by doing that, I just thought, okay, wherever you are, you're listening. You can hear me. Doesn't matter if you're over there, over there, over there. I'm talking to everybody. Okay? And I just put it on the line. And I said, I let go. I release my ego. I am no longer in charge of what I do. I've got a week and I'm getting kicked out of this house. I'll be living in my car. I won't be able to do my videos. I won't be able to do my books. I won't be able to take my daughter anywhere because we're broke. Because we're going to have so much debt because my rent was more than what I was bringing in. So I said to the universe, you're in charge. You know me more than I know myself. You've known me before my life, before my death, after my death. You know every intimate thing about me, my life contracts, my life lessons, where I'm going, everything. But you're in charge. You have the ability to change my outcome. I want to put in a sub-clause into my life contract. If this is not what I'm supposed to be, this is not what I allow under free will and consent. So my conditions are, I need a place in a week. I want a view. I'm sick and tired of looking at a brick wall in my backyard. And I also want new. I want new with a view. New with a view. I want somewhere newer so I don't have mould. I don't have old 20-year-old carpet, 40-year-old carpet. I don't want walls that seep water every time it rains. I want view with a new with a view. And I just said, they're my two conditions. I give up and I release myself to the universe. I'm in your hands. My ego's out of this. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't care how you're going to do it. But I trust that you will do it. And that's the next thing I want you to write down. I don't care how you do it, as long as I trust that you're going to do it. This is how we release ourselves. We have no ego, which means that we have no expectations of a result. Like, oh, I'm going to win lotto on Saturday night. If I gamble in that poker tournament, I'm going to win it. We don't have that expectation of the outcome. So take that ego thought out of your head and just trust that the universe is going to look after you. Okay? So that was the big one. And also I put in my conditions. New with a view. New with a view. I don't care how you do it. If you want me to continue your work and you want me to keep going, being a caring, generous person, then you've got to put me into the place where you can know that I can do this stuff. All I ask for is new with a view, new with a view. So I went to bed and I gave up. That's all I did. I gave up. I said, I'm not in control anymore. No more control. No more expectations of ego. You're in charge. Whatever you want me to be, put me there. Guess what happened? 3 days later. Isn't it funny how things always happen in threes? 3 days later, I got a phone call. I answered it, which I generally don't do. No caller IDs. I don't generally answer those because we get a lot of spam in Australia. But I answered it. And it's this lady. And she says, Lynda, you don't know me. But we have brand new units. We'd like to offer you one. And I said to her, is this a joke? Because I'm about to be kicked out of my house and live in my car. She said, no, it's not a joke. I'll give you the address. You can go past. And next week, we'll get you in one. And I thought, next week's when I'm going to be kicked out anyway. So I might as well move into a unit rather than moving into my car, right? So I went past the address. Brand new units. On Google Maps, if you look at Google Maps at my address, which I don't give out, but those units are still being built. They haven't updated Google Maps yet, and I've already been here for 6 months. So I said to her, how many units have you got? And she said, well, you can't have the top floor, you can't have that floor or that floor, but you can have this floor. So I'm on the 3rd floor, and when I look out my window, which is right here, I can see out for about 15 miles. I can see halfway down to the Gold Coast. New, with a view. This is a brand new building. I've got downlights. I've got air conditioners that work. Oh my God, I've actually got kitchen cupboards that close. Oh my God. The hinges aren't broken. How does this work for us? So I'll tell you how it works for us, guys. We trust it. Trust is the big one. Put it out there to the universe. Put out the conditions of your contract. Remember, we have life contracts before we come here, right? So we can change our conditions in our life contracts. They're called subclauses. Change it. Go to bed and say, you know what? I'm going to change my outcome. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to change my colours and go a different way this time. So this is where I put in the 4th rule, which is actually the 1st rule. So instead of saying ask, receive, believe, it's release all the stuff you don't want to carry around with you anymore. All your emotional baggage. Have you got ex-partners where you're still hanging on to all their stuff? Get rid of it. Send it back to them. Create that good karma. If you don't want your clothes, get rid of them. Release. If you've got an old dodgy car that you want to get a new one, think about selling it. Because when we think of it, it creates an intention which creates reality. So the only way we're going to sell our car is to get a new one, right? So you go through the motions in your head of selling your car. You stop being emotionally attached to it. Okay? So if you want a new house, start looking around. What suburbs do you want to live in? What postcode? Where do you want your kids to go to school? What shops do you want to shop at? Where do you want to go on the weekend or your days off? So you look for houses around those sports or other societal activities that we do, community sports, etc. Community, you may want to live near a community centre where every week they have groups and meetups happening there. So you start putting all those little feelers out, because feelers are little energy bits. And you think about what it is that you want. And we let go. We don't hoard. Don't start collecting stuff, especially if it belongs to someone else's energies, okay? We don't want to do that one, because we never move forward unless it's by ourselves. And then other people come along for the ride with us. So you don't say, oh, but I've got my husband's mother's whatever, wedding ring or whatever. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that sort of stuff. You think about what you have got. I've got this ring that I wear. That's the most important piece of jewellery I've got at this point. Okay? So I think about, do I want to replace this? No. So I want to upgrade and what was I saying only 6 months ago? I did want to upgrade my computer, and look at now what's happened. I've got the new computer. My computer died the same day my card did. How ironic was that? So I had to get them both fixed. Well, I got a new laptop. But we put it out there what we want to release first. Emotional baggage as well as physical baggage. Okay? And it's harder to let go of the emotional baggage. How do we stop our thoughts? Switching them off and stop thinking. So we have to stop those distractions about other people, other things. Oh God, look what they've got over what I've got. Stop all that, because that just starts comparing and causes jealousies. Okay? So we release it all and say, this is what I've got and I'm happy, satisfied and thankful for it. Okay? I am happy about it. It raises my vibration, especially when I think of my pen. Look, my pen's broken because he's lost his little tab thing, that, little clippy, because I play with the little clippy and it broke. But now I'm really happy because now I don't have to fidget with it. See what I mean? You'd be happy about how things turn out. Okay? Then we give thanks. Always be grateful. Thank you so much for showing me that house where I used to live. Thank you so much for showing me where I don't want to live. And now here's the opportunity where I've got to show you where I do want to go. Okay? So we release it. Release that house. Okay? Then we ask for what we do want. So we release, ask. I want a new house. I want a new car. I want a new partner. I want kids. I want a better job. I want to win the lotto. Whatever it is you want, ask for it. Okay? Ask. Simple. So it's release, ask, trust. Oh, trust. How do I trust someone that's out there that I can't see in the ether? How do I trust this stuff? It's hard, yeah. Because that's why the manifestation spells never work. A lot of people bought that book, The Secret. Out of 100 million people who bought that book, plus all the ones that went to the library and borrowed it, how many people became millionaires after her trust, ask, receive philosophy? Not too many, because they left out release. But it's all work. We've got to work to release. We've got to work to ask. Be humbled and ask for what it is that we really, really want. Sounds like a Spice Girls song. I really, really want. Then we've got to work on trust. And lastly, we have to work on receiving. Some people don't know how to receive. So we've got to look at how humbled we are to accept things, to be able to receive things and be gracious. Compliments. Some people like giving out compliments, but they don't know how to receive compliments. I'm one of those people myself, and I'm humbled to so I'm saying it. So we look at what we want in our lives, things that are better than what we've got now. And I believe in the 4 rules. Release, ask, trust, and receive. So if this has helped you today, go and work on it. Write those 4 rules down. Have a look at what you're doing in your own life and the things that you want to change. Okay? If you're unemployed and you want a job, well, that's where you're releasing not doing anything. You say, I don't like this sitting around all day waiting for the phone to ring. I want a job. So I'm releasing sitting around on my butt all day. Or whatever else you do when you're unemployed. Okay? So this could also come down to time. I want my time to be dealt with in a different way. I want to go out and work in the soups kitchen. I want to be a volunteer. I want to go and get a job. I want to go and work at an animal welfare place. Whatever it is that you want to do. Looking after humans, animals, trees, or the universe. Go out there and make this happen. And if it does work for you, please comment below and let me know. Okay? If you've liked this development, it's not a private video. I make all my videos available for everybody on the planet to watch. So if you've enjoyed this video and you think, wow, this could really help me out, I bought the book The Secret and it didn't work. So go and look at contributing to me, because I don't do super chats and I don't ask member only videos. I believe everybody should have this available information readily, free for them, and it's their decision if they wish to contribute for it, right? So on that note, have a lovely day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.